Greetings, everyone. DFG here. Hey, guys, I just want to take a few minutes of your time and just to remind you, the madness continues on. And, if you're asking what madness, I'm talking about social engineering our young people. I'm talking about, the movement that has swept the land in terms of emasculating, men, particularly men of color, particularly men of color. And most of you guys may have seen the latest information on Pharrell, and I'm going to get into that in just a second or two here. But before I do, again, I just want to remind you, parents, and in particular mothers, single mothers of young boys and girls. Unless you have already made your mind up that it does not matter to you uh, the future of your children based off of any decision that they want to make, unless you've decided that, then you want to pay very close attention to not to only what I'm saying, but also what the book is saying. Because I know a lot of you single mothers are believers. You trust in Yahweh. You trust in Yeshua. Some call Jesus, but that's the incorrect name. But I get why you're saying that. But a lot of you ladies and men, okay, but for single mothers in particular, I know you love the Most High. I know you love Yah. I know you will give your life for Yah. I know you would pray and hope that Yahweh bless your children forever, for eternity. And Yah will hearken to your voice. Yah will hearken to your prayers. But it is conditional. Don't let these antichrist imitations of the Most High preachers, Satan transformated preachers and priestesses and prophetesses and ministers or whatever they call them. Do not let them deceive you. I want to say it's in 2 Corinthians 11 and 9, it says, that Satan has transformed himself into an angel of light and is ministers of angels of righteousness. And if you don't know, you can Google that statement I just made up, and I'll leave it in the link, in the description box where you can find that particular scripture, so that there are false prophets and false teachers out there whose sole intention is to deceive you, to mislead you, to make you think that evil is good and good is evil. And that's important if you love your children. That's extremely important for you as the parent who's responsible for training up a child in the way that it should go. That's in Proverbs. Train up a child in the way that it should go, and when it is old, it will not depart. The key word there is train that child up. Because if you're training that child, that means the child is not telling you, or not setting the agenda for you, or not, dictating to you what it's going to do. You are setting the agenda, and you are dictating to the child. And the scripture tells us, it's a promise through Solomon, who was the wisest man who walked the planet, who got his wisdom from the Most High Yah. And that's what he said, that we ought to train our children up in the way that they should go. Not in the way they want to go, in the way that we know that Yah wants them to go. And when they're old, they will not depart. They will return to the fundamental truths that you put into them, or the fundamental lies that society is trying to put into them right now with this effeminization, homosexual movement. And that's boys and girls, I might add. Okay? But let me get into the beast. I'm going to go to the book. But before that, I want to show you some pictures here. Okay? Now this, if you guys remember, is Billy Porter Jr. and his husband. Remember him in the gown at the Oscars? That's a homosexual male. That's two homosexual males. One calls himself a wife, and the other one is calling himself, husband. Always interesting, we get into this truth. These pictures start to want to dim, okay? Now let me show you another picture of him, okay? Just so you see him again. That's Billy Porter Jr. in a gown. A woman's dress, and it's intentional. He knows he's in a woman's dress. He's not trying to pretend a woman dress tuxedo. He's not trying to pretend that he isn't. He was very flamboyant about it. Okay? And you might say, well, why are you showing me pictures, of a homosexual, DFG? Well, there's a purpose behind it. Because this is the Happy Song guy. Remember him? because I'm happy. You remember him? Come along with me, right? The happy guy. That's Pharrell. Pharrell is in a dress. Look at him. Look up and close. And look what it says around his little, it's almost like a pyramid. Look at it. Look at it. It's like a pyramid. You know what I'm saying? Look at the shape. They got him shaped as a pyramid. It says the new masculinity. They're telling you that this, that looks just like this, is the new masculinity. Now, it would not be a stretch on my part if I summarize and say, so the new masculinity is homosexuality. So now homosexual males are the new masculinity. Bullshit. Bullshit. I be damned. Oh, no, they're not. Oh, no, they're not. And I'm going to back that up with scripture. But let me say that right now. Oh, no, you're not. You are not masculine. This is masculine. And I'm going to show you. Oh, by the way, you want to see what masculine looks like? Let me give you just another little picture here. So we're looking at masculine men. See, this is masculine. See these men? Look at them. Look at them. Any one of them looks feminine? These are men out, looking at American history, studying, coming together, standing strong. That's what masculinity looks like. You can see them. It looks nothing like this charade, foolishness. Well, let's get into the book. I've talked about this. And again, as you heard me talk about Chicago and a lot of these public schools, guys, mothers in particular, but guys, they are pushing this stuff on your children. And your children are at risk. And if you do not intercede on behalf of your child, then you're going to have to do some answering. I'm talking to the believer. If you're a non-believer, I'm not talking to you. You're a heathen, and you're good, and I'm good with you being a heathen, and I don't appreciate you being on my damn channel. Personally. Get your ass off my channel. This channel is not for heathens. This channel is for believers and those who are seeking out the truth. If you're a heathen, get the hell out of here. But let's get into the book. Very important. Let's get into the book. All right, as I told you, our book, some people call the Holy Bible. Okay, can you see that? The lighting's a little distorted this morning, but that's good. We'll get through this. Okay, I'm going to take you first. Let's go to Leviticus. Let's see what the book says. Because, and mother, this is why I'm speaking to you in particular on this message. Because I know you love Yah. And I know you would never go against Yah if you knew what Yah had to say about anything. Okay? Especially when it comes down to your babies. So that's why we're going to go to Yah, moms. Okay? Just so we can help you. So we can help our children. This is what it says. Leviticus chapter 18, verse 22. Do not lie with a man as one lies with a woman. It is detestable. Let me say it again. It says, do not lie, verse 22, with a man as one lies with a woman. That's homosexuality. That is detestable. Okay, remember we talked night before last on it has to be 2 or 3 witnesses. That's Deuteronomy, I want to say 19 and 15. It has to be established by 2 or 3 witnesses. That's witness number 1. Okay, let's go to witness number 2. Leviticus chapter 20, verse 13. If a man lies with a man as he lies with a woman, both of them have done what is detestable. They must be put to death, and their blood will be on their own heads. I'm going to read it again. If a man, homosexual, lies with a man, homosexual behavior, lesbians included, as one lies with a woman, both of them have done what is detestable. Detestable. They must be put to death. Their blood will be on their own heads. Now, am I advocating putting homosexuals to death? Obviously, no, absolutely not. Okay? If the heathens want to be heathens, let them be heathens. But mothers, you need to know this. Fathers, you need to know this. There is a consequence for that behavior. Oh, and not to mention, go ahead and do some research on the lifespan of homosexual individuals. Did you know that they died 20 years earlier than the average lifespan for their gender group? 20 years earlier. You are knocking off almost 1/4. The average man is supposed to live to be 80. You're knocking 1/4 of their lifespan off. Or they're not you, but they are. And those who are involved in that activity. Go look it up. Don't take my word for it. I've told you many times. Do your own research. Let's go on a little bit further. So we saw that there. Now, that will be, again, what they would call Old Testament. So let's go to the New Testament, okay? Which is BS, but since that's the game, I know some of them are going to play with me. And some of you guys may want to play that game, and I'm okay with it. You have a right to challenge that, all right? Let's go to the New Testament, all right? Let's go to the book of Romans. Now, you know, Romans, that's Paul, who's supposed to be the apostle to the Gentiles. That's what your preacher will tell you, all right? Romans 1:16. This is what Paul said. I am not ashamed of the gospel because it is the power of Yah for the salvation of everyone who believes. The Hebrew, first the Hebrew and then the Gentile. Again, I am not ashamed of the gospel because it is the power of Yah for the salvation of everyone who believes. First the Hebrew or the Israelite, then the Gentile. So it's no way I'm going to be ashamed to read and teach and share this information with you because I am not ashamed of it. And it is the power of salvation. You cannot dismiss this word and think you have salvation, everyone, okay? No way. You can't do it. All right, let's go on further. Let's go to Romans chapter 1. I'm almost done, by the way. Verse 24. He said, therefore, Yah gave them over to sinful desires of their hearts, of sexual impurity, for the degrading of their bodies with one another. They exchanged the truth of Yah for a lie. And they worship, that's what homosexuality is. Talking about it's okay and it's just love. That's a lie. And worship and serve the created things rather than the creator, who is forever praised. Amen. Because of this, Yah gave them over to their shameful lust. Even their women exchanged the natural relations for unnatural ones. In the same way, the men also abandoned natural relations with women and were inflamed with lust one for another. Men committed indecent acts with other men and received inside themselves the penalty for their perversion. Yes, I read that clearly, for their perversion. Homosexuality, perversion. And then, let me wrap it up right here. Let's go again. New Testament. So you don't say, oh, you talking, no, New Testament. 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 9. Do you not know that wickedness shall not inherit the kingdom of Yah? Do not be deceived, neither sexually immoral, perversion, as I just talked about that, indecency, nor idolaters, worshiping idols, nor adulterers, dating married individuals, nor male prostitutes, gigolos, whatever you call yourself, nor homosexual offenders, nor the greedy, drunken, etc., shall inherit the kingdom of Yah. Mothers, that's why I shared with you what I shared with you in the beginning behind this type of social engineering that's going on right now inside of our communities and feminizing our boys. You know, trying to push homosexuality on them by telling them it is the new masculinity. It's a lie straight from the pits of hell. This kind of behavior is unholy, for lack of a better word. Holy should be using that word. But it's denounced. It's detestable based off of what Yah has shared in the scripture. And you need to know that. So when you look at GQ, if you have a GQ magazine and you're a believer, you need to suspend your subscription and be done with it. Send them a letter. And at school, again, watch those witches and warlocks masquerading as teachers who are trying to socially destroy your children, mothers and fathers. Now that's the best I can do for you based off of the information that Yah has provided for us. I hope you receive it. Love you guys. Talk to you soon.